Hello and welcome to another episode of Dharma, Himalaya. I am your host Dor, and with me today is the lovely Delson.
That's right.
Acharya Delson.
Acharya Delson.
Oh, goodness.
We also had Sopana, right?
Yes.
Sopana is teacher.
No, Sobara means the illustrious one.
The illustrious one. And what does that mean?
Illustrated. Illustrated.
Well, Acharya is teacher.
Yeah, that's right. I've been enjoying a sense of expanded awareness, spacious, timeless, and really enjoying the, I don't know exactly how you put it, but catching each, sort of whatever catches the senses or the mind, and like you said, it does bring a great deal of freshness instead of staying with the train of whatever off of any of them, because you've caught it, leaves you ready to catch the next one. That's a great exercise. I had this thought of it just before I came down. It's like, when I sit long enough, my eyes just want to close, and that's it's so peaceful. But when I have them open, with this wind was blowing the trees, it's like, when the eyes are closed, it's peaceful. But when the eyes are open, I get to see the winds of karma blowing everything around, and still, within, the sphere of awareness. So the only question I have was, what's next? Because I'm really enjoying this, and I'm happy to have more. Is there another peel of the onion that comes up, or is this just where to work?
Well, I guess that's it for our show tonight. Before we move into the practice.
Obatu has lots of questions he's dying to ask.
We have one discussion the last 2 days. Yeah, we talk about the Buddha. As far as we understand, Buddha is always in the Nibbana element. When he got enlightenment, he always drew in the Nibbana element. Always. 24 hours. Yes.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's why he became the Buddha. He completely enlightened, so his mind is always drilled in the Nibbana element. So how he respond the perceptions and feeling? Is it always in the sinus? It's always in the sinus, undirect, and the emptiness.
What do you think?
What I think? Yes. But with the perceptions and feeling, then I don't know how we can do the same as the Buddha. Like stay in the Nibbana element, but the perceptions and feeling are always in response to the sinus.
It's like we spoke about a couple of days ago. Sometimes we use Nibbana to mean the absolute, or the thing that you come into contact with only upon cessation. There's also a way that we use Nibbana, more like I use fundamental consciousness, and then our task is not to continually have cessation of awareness, rather to continually recognize all phenomena as the expression of Nibbana, or fundamental consciousness. So the Buddha always being in Nibbana, so to speak, means two things. One, he is effortlessly, continuously recognizing everything as an expression of Nibbana. And there's a way that his mind tends towards dissolving all of perception, cognition, feelings, and awareness as a whole into Nibbana by default. So the unenlightened mind tends towards papancha, like building more and more things, and there's an effort that needs to be made to go towards cessation. So more and more subtle as we get closer to it, still effort. In Buddha, no more effort. He's continually poked by the existing karma to create mental structures, but the default is to rest into complete cessation. But you could still say that he's always in contact with the Nibbana element, because whether he is in cessation or not, whether awareness has stopped or not, there's the recognition that even the structures arising, right, when he's not in cessation, they are a manifestation of fundamental consciousness, a manifestation of Nibbana. In some sense, he's always immersed in Nibbana, whether there's cessation or not.
So in the sense that he always drill the mental state into in the emptiness and silence and undirected mind. Yeah. He always. So this is the three characteristic he always drew in the mental state.
So those characteristics are models or ideas, and they help someone who needs to make effort go towards cessation or go towards liberation. The Buddha doesn't have to think, is this directed or not? Is this silence or not? He's operating from below the level of needing this model. So to ask, is he in the signless, in the emptiness? It's sort of like asking, in the suttas of where does the flame go when it's extinguished?
It's not necessary.
Yeah.
So while Buddha is still in the Bodhisattva, he hasn't completely removed the 10 factors. He's not the Arahant yet. He's just a normal person before he become the Buddha, yeah?
Well, he had the previous attainments, maybe.
I forgot, someone told me. And then there's Pandey saying that when you become like an Arahant, you don't laugh. Yeah, he told us like that. You won't make
It's a terrible thing to do then if you can't laugh.
Yeah, that's what he said. Arahant didn't laugh. That's what he said.
I don't want that then. I definitely don't want Buddhism if we can't laugh.
Wait till we break it to His Holiness.
To hell with the Allah, man. That's the case. Jesus.
Yeah,
I accept Jesus instead.
So he never laughed. Maybe he's a little smile, but not laugh. Anyway, I have no questions. Please continue.
Any idea of what an enlightened person is not supposed to do is a way that you are delaying, preventing your own enlightenment.
Suppose they're not to do.
Anything you think an enlightened person is not supposed to be doing or will not ever do is a way that you are preventing your own enlightenment.
Of course, the enlightened one, completely, he got the wisdom. They're not going to do anything cause the karma effect carry on. And they know so much about the cause and consequence. Everything, whatever action, whatever process you're making, the life experience, they're all wholesome and bring the fruitions of the fruition of Bodhisattva.
Mm-hmm.
They won't do anything for themselves. They're doing only beneficial for the rest of the being.
So all of those things, only doing wholesome action, not creating more karma, and doing something for themselves are all matters of perspective and ways of conceptualizing activity.
Yes.
And so a Buddha can do something that from one perspective can look to be wholesome, and from another can look to be unwholesome. Because that's in the eye of the beholder. That's a matter of perspective, how you frame the action.
But he did have the sutta saying that why you become respectful by others. They have 5 qualities. And I remember Acharya talk about this sutta. There are 5 qualities in high ritual, and then he understands Four Noble Truths, and he has a lot of psychic abilities, and so he did specify their qualities to become a Buddha, and quite specifically saying that. So it's not about how he eat less and how he put the robe and what kind of material, or living under the tree, or So this is the people look at the Buddha in this way. The Buddha saying that it is different. He say he has indifferent quality.
Mm-hmm.
So that quality is not the normal people can do. He can divide the body, He can.
He has more abilities.
Yeah, a superhuman ability.
Yes, but there are no things that he's now incapable of doing as a human.
He did answer the question from the people. He's not the human. He's the awakened Tathagata.
He never said that he's not human. Don't say that.
He's not.
He never said he's not human.
I remember there's one guy asked him. He said, "I'm the awakened Tathagata."
That doesn't mean that he's not human.
What
does Tathagat mean?
Tathagata is the one to become the Buddha.
No. Tathagata means one who has gone to that place, or one from where one has come to that place. What is that place? Nibbana. That's it. Nothing about superhuman, human, and all of that. There is no such thing as the Buddha, as a person. Don't make the Buddha something in your mind as a concept of a superhuman, and all of these things that people are looking for, because they create these models so that they can emulate them and be pretend Buddhas and false arhats and false awakened beings and all of this nonsense that's happening. And it has happened for the last 2,500 years. Let go of all of that and just remain in your true nature.
I had to sit through teachings on the marks of the Buddha at one point. You know, the wheels on the hands and the feet and the turtle bellies for the feet. And my favorite was, he's hung like a horse. Really? You know, he can retract.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, that means he's hung. It's just like, wow. And then this one would, you know, you could pull it and it would go out for miles. And, oh, why? And so I was like, why? Why am I sitting here listening to this?
The human condition of looking for an ideal can never be quenched. And so the suttas that talk about the 32 marks of a great man, and you know, he can put his tongue all the way up to here and then do this and that, and he can be in many places at the same time. All of that. If somebody were there who could do that, would you then believe he's the Buddha?
No.
Then why do you keep asking these kinds of questions?
Because it's playing in my mind.
Exactly. You got to let it go. Drop it.
And even they said when Buddha born, arising in the world, when he can walk 7 steps with the lotus.
Physiologically, do you think a baby can actually do that?
And then pointing one, and then 9
Let me ask you, physiologically, you think that a baby can do that? We have a doctor with us right here.
Happens all the time.
It happened.
You know, Barb was a midwife, and she often had to catch them as they were walking out, leaving their lotus footprint.
Eager to teach the Dharma.
Back here, kid! Where do you think you're going?
Because they said when Buddha arrived to the world, he already present as a god.
By the way, nowhere in the suttas does it say anything about that.
Oh, really?
Nowhere in the suttas does it say that when he came out into this world as a baby, that he got up and stepped 7 steps to the tree. Nowhere in the suttas does it say that. Find me one reference in the sutta, and I retract my statement.
We have some sutta mentioned it, but not in Nikaya.
Which, in what commentary?
In Chinese sutta.
Ah.
Mahayana Sutra.
Mahayana Sutra.
Mahayana Sutta. Yeah, and then Night Dragon is pulling the water and then help him.
You have to decide whether you want to believe the Theravadins, or you want to believe the Mahayanas, or you want to believe the Tibetans, or do you want to think for yourself?
No, I just recall my memory from those things. Yeah.
Think for yourself.
Yeah, we was trained to think this way. Is higher than God. The Buddha is supreme.
Yes, of course.
It's really supreme. Yeah.
Because then that's how you get people to worship, and that's how you get people to give donations. That's how you get people to listen to what you have to say. Because people are always looking for a concept of this is higher, therefore I have to worship it. I have to bow down to it, and so on. In Nibbana, none of that is there. Nibbana doesn't differentiate between Buddha, non-Buddha, Arhat, non-Arhat. These are all designations.
Yeah, that's true. Nibbana is not about higher. It's all equal. Nibbana, there's no differentiation.
Equal is still.
Even no equal.
Not even equal.
can you inflect your mind such that nothing in experience is even equal? Nothing is better, nothing is worse, nothing is equal.
They said the ego actually doesn't mean really the ego, it means never separate. The Buddha nature never separate from all beings. It's saying that all beings have that Buddha nature. Means that everyone can attain Nibbana. Maybe.
But these are all words. The suttas are just words. Whether it's Theravada, Mahayana, they're just words, concepts, just to cause the mind more and more mental proliferation. This means, if you go back to Majjhima Nikaya 21, the simile of the snake, the wrong grasping of the Dharma. How do you grasp a snake? If you grasp it from the tail, it will spin around and bite you. But the right grasping is for the purpose of letting go, not to build up castles in the air, not to build up gods and devas and maras and brahmas and this is better and this is not and this is equal and this is Nibbana and this is not Nibbana, this is the Buddha, this is not the Buddha. This is lay people, this is monastics and all of these things. All of that is for the purpose of the so-called lower mind, which seeks control, which seeks to have some level of control over their lives. That's it. Everything anybody has ever said has always had some kind of motive behind it. Every teacher is attached to their teaching. There's no such thing as a teacher. We give that role to somebody when we don't realize that we are our own teacher. Our mind teaches us everything, shows us everything. And yet we externalize it in the form of some teacher who has their own drawbacks as a personality. The decades of study of suttas, the decades of study of academia, the decades of study of is it Theravada better? Is Mahayana better? Is it Buddha nature? Is it Tathagata? Is it this or that? Just look for yourself. All it's done is caused you more suffering. And the mind is constantly seeking, 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 seeking. And it's nobody's fault. It's just the way things are in this structure. And because the mind has been conditioned to keep seeking, keep seeking, keep seeking, when it stops and has a moment of peace, and then it seeks, is this really true? Is this really it?
Yes, it does.
Because of its conditions. to continue?
Hmm?
You want to continue with?
Are we done with the?
You have to have more questions. They'd be angry if we don't have more questions.
Yeah, our old teacher. So no more questions. We teach ourselves. I cannot ask anymore.
Are you
Yeah,
sure?
really.
Are you sure?
I have thousands of questions.
Try one more.
But somehow it's nicer to have someone you really like put a lot of faith of like a kind of faith that uh, is good. Like for me, it's good to have a Buddha like that.
Not only for you, for many people.
What's good about it for you?
Because it's like a model for you to really working on it. Then you say, oh, this is Buddha. He has a path, so we have to know how we continue for his life to become enlightened. So, oh, where's the path? And then we look for the path, and then we try to, move a little bit here and there, and then get some teachers, and then,
And what would
figure
you
out.
have to feel if you did not have that?
Then I don't know how to practice. Then, yeah, if I have not meet Buddhism, have not meet teachers in my life, then maybe
No, right now.
now,
Yes.
of course, yeah.
No more Buddha to look up to.
No, I still like to have a Buddha in my mind.
If you didn't have a Buddha,
Huh?
if there was no Buddha to look to right now,
Right now, there's no Buddha.
keep feeling.
Then I feel sad, huh? If there's no Buddha in my mind, I feel, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Buddha. It's always like that.
So I would say if you stay with what you feel, that is the path for you to become a Buddha.
It's not I have to really become a Buddha, but it seems like there's a path, and then I follow his path. I follow his foot, walking to it. It's a kind of confidence. Have more confidence.
But you're having confidence in the person of the Buddha. When we take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, what does it actually mean?
Yes, we actually have to really work on the Dharma.
No, when I'm asking you, when you take refuge in the Buddha, what does it mean?
For me, it means that we have Buddha as the model, and then we follow whatever he practiced, whatever Dharma he's giving. So we put it as our life practice. So that's why we put refuge on the Buddha and Dharma.
But the Buddha as a person?
Higher than that. It's not just a person.
No, it's a being. The Buddha as a being?
Yeah, it's a being, but very high.
Yeah, you have to look into that conditioning, because that has been the failure of Buddhism the last 2,400 years. It's a big failure. We're not talking about Buddha as a person.
When we mention the Buddha, we have the names for the Buddha. He's an Arahat, Itapiso Bhagava Arahat Sammasambuddha. So there's 9 names represent him, and those names is not really equal to just a person.
It doesn't equal to any person. doesn't equal to any kind of being. You look at those 9 qualities, it's not referring to a person at all. And it's not referring to a super person or a superhuman either. It's not referring to a god or a super god. It's not referring to any kind of being. Is the Buddha one thing and Buddha nature another?
No, I think Buddha has only one.
No. I mean to say there's Buddha and there's Buddha nature.
Is that same or not?
I'm asking you, is it the same or is it different?
Buddha have the Buddha nature, but Buddha is an enlightened one.
Mm-hmm.
But Buddha nature means that we all have the potential to have that Buddha nature, but we are not enlightened yet.
It's not the potential, it's already there, right now.
The Buddha nature,
Yes.
right? The potential, but not
Not the potential.
just potential.
It's already there, and it's obscured. I forgot the word in Pali, in the Theravada notion of obscured. Do you remember?
Oh, the defilements, right, you're talking about?
No, there was a word like obscuration. Anyway, it's obscured by the obsessive, proliferating activities of mind. One of them being there is a Buddha, and then an idea of I will be more like the Buddha in an idea of the future. All of those movements are taking you farther and farther away from the Buddha nature that's already there. And the thing that I was pointing to earlier, and we can continue doing that if you want, the sadness that's there when you relax the concept even a little bit is much closer to your own Buddha nature than any concept of Buddha will ever be. And once you allow yourself to fully come into contact with the sadness, with all the sensations underneath, before even the thing you call sadness, you will less and less need an external concept of a Buddha and something to look to. Because the going towards the concept as an escape from your own Buddha nature, that is samsara, by definition. That is an idea of some way that I have to respond to my own nature arising right now through chasing something else, and some concept, some mental construct, some samskara that's continually moving away from yourself. So it's always a skillful question if you're, of course, sitting in a place that has safety, resource. What is actually here? What do I have to feel if there's no Buddha, no religion, no ideology, no concept to go out to? What do you have to feel if there's no Buddha? What do you have to feel? And this is extreme, but if everything you were ever taught is meaningless, empty, no inherent meaning. All were attempts at pointing you to yourself. But unskillful teachings and teachers reify it and make the teaching about the thing. Right? Delson was mentioning the teacher falls in love with the teaching, right? Has attachment with the teaching, and then you inherit that. Instead of the wisdom, you get the attachment. So what if all of the teachings were false?
Then how can we
And before the next thought, before the next question, really fully feel all of your body, everything that you're feeling, all the sensations, as deep as possible inside of you, all the way into your bones. Six sense doors. Every moment. Deepest contact. Right here, right now. Nothing else. Yeah, and feel that. There's an emotion there. And we're here with you in it. It's not something you ever need to escape from.
When you go inward, you have peace, but that peace is still not the Buddha nature.
Why? Feel your pelvis and its weight on the chair. And pulled down by gravity. This is all the practice that you did for the next few weeks and months, your life would look very different. Less questions, less uncertainty, less chasing. And every time you have the desire to go after a concept, after a teaching, after a Buddha, instead of going out, you go back to yourself. That's it.
But I quite love the Buddha. I think I love the.
Where is Buddha? Where is Buddha? Where is Buddha?
I don't know. Do you have Buddha in your mind? I still love Buddha.
Your love for the idea of the Buddha is your love for yourself. You can reclaim it from the Buddha, from the idea of the Buddha, and bring it to yourself. Whatever love you feel for the Buddha, just like in the Twim practice, bring it to yourself, to every inch of your body, every micrometer of your body, every cell that makes you up. Each and every one of those cells is the Buddha. So love the Buddha. Love the true Buddha. That's it, you have it. That's it. Now just relax into it. No effort. Just the love and presence that are always here. Always here now.
But if I say.
Wait. Stay. Just like in practice, a thought comes up, another concept, another question. Go back to yourself. Stay with yourself a little while longer. Try this way. Beautiful. You have such power of presence already. It's just allowing yourself to trust it. It's already there. You don't have to do so much anymore.
Can I ask questions now? Yeah, being the present, that's a quality of the awareness. However, when you talk about Buddha nature, should we put the Buddha, the nine quality, as the Buddha nature?
The
Or
what
just
quality?
the quality?
The what quality?
Buddha quality, the nine qualities.
The 9 qualities.
9 qualities.
As the Buddha nature?
Mm-hmm. It's all pointers. What you are feeling right now, already Buddha nature.
So that's it.
That's it. And you come into deeper and deeper and all-pervasive contact with all of your being, every part of you, till everyone gets the message. It's not true at every stage of practice. There are preliminary practices. There's need to collect the mind sometimes, but for you, see if you can find Buddha nature even in your highly active mind, trying to figure it out inside the brain, between the ears, the eyes, temples.